Scotty Sweatervest here with the challengers for the TRW Tag Team Championships. Gorgeous Michelle Starr, Mr. Beefy Goodness Vance Nevada, the GOD.
Top Rank Wrestling. We know how things run around here, and we see the politics of the way things are done. We have mowed over every single tag team that they put in front of us. We've been through this thing from beginning to end, and we should be tag team champions right now. We have coasted along through the lean times, waiting for the fat times. We should be tag team champions right now. You know, Fontaine and Creed, you know that the GOD should be walking around with those belts around our svelte waists right now. And you're running scared, but you can only run so far because the Glamour Order of Discipline, Michelle Starr, Disco Fury, and the V-Bone right here, Beefy Goodness, have your number.
They're fighting for the TRW Tag Team Championships tonight, the Glamour Order of Discipline. Scotty Sweatervest here with the TRW Tag Team Champions, Bomber Nelson Creed and Lane Fontaine. The straps on the line tonight against the GOD, Michelle Starr and Vance Nevada. Last time they almost got the belts from you, but tonight is their rematch.
Well, you know, we weren't worried last weekend and we're not worried this week, Scotty Sweatervest. The simple fact is, if brains were dimes and it took you 5 cents to cross the street, Michelle Starr and Vance Nevada couldn't even get out of their front door. Tonight, the belts are coming back with us, guaranteed.
Lane Fontaine.
You know what? All we learned last time is that disco, you got a small little hammer in your pants. Well, tonight, it's not going to help you. Tonight, we're going to get it settled and done right in the middle of this ring. Yeah.
Their straps on the line tonight against the GOD TRW Tag Team Championship match.
There he is, the greatest name in wrestling journalism, Scotty Sweatervest, handling our backstage interviews, and this is it, the semi-main event for the TRW Tag Team Championships. And is this a sign of things to come, Count? Look at the color of the graphic. Pink. GOD versus Lane Fontaine and the Bomber Nelson Creed. I don't know.
I'm still reeling. I mean, was that the Scotty Sweatervest?
The one and only, and right now, it is a side headlock being applied by Mr. Beefy Goodness Vance Nevada on one half of the TRW Tag Team Champions, Lane Fontaine, and you heard them in the promos exchanging all kinds of words. This duo of Fontaine and Creed put together after the feud they had with the local 13 Wrecking Crew, the former tag team champions, and now having to deal with the Glamour Order of Discipline.
You know, before we get into all the controversy of what's been happening the last couple of weeks between these two teams, I would like to draw attention right now to the fantastic job that wardrobe consultant Disco Fury has done with this week's wardrobe selection. He has chosen somewhat of an aqua style of trunks with some taupe Vance written on the back, and he has even provided a nice hair extension style wig for the gorgeous Michelle Starr.
Anything beats that hot pink we were used to. Wow, look at that piece of agility by Mr. Beefy Goodness Vance Nevada, turning himself upside down and now into the side headlock. I mean, a fine piece of athleticism there by Nevada.
You know, it takes a real innovator to be able to come up with a flying headlock. You know, it's not something you see every day.
And now Fontaine fires him into the ropes, but is knocked down by the shoulder block and dropped down again, and a hip toss there by Fontaine. An arm drag by one half of the tag team champions as he bars the arm now and goes to work on the left arm of Nevada.
You know, it's definitely a very similar looking strategy as they had on last week's performance. They going right after the arms of their opponents on this one. I mean, it's a good strategy in the way that these guys' arms are probably still hurting from the last match. So, I mean, it's going to obviously be the weakest point you're going to go for.
Nevada backs Fontaine into the corner, fires a right hand into the side of his head, and now looks to fire Fontaine into the opposite corner. Tip up by Fontaine, looking for the body scissors, but now gets a sunset flip in any event, and a near pinfall there for the tag team champ. Now bars the arm again as he goes for the left arm one more time. So back to the strategy for Fontaine as Nevada now looks for the Irish whip, reversed by Fontaine, telegraphs a back body drop, met with a kick, tag, and in comes a veteran, gorgeous Michelle Starr.
You know, Michelle Starr, he is very angry, very upset about what happened last time because, as you know, they had those belts fair and square around their waist. The referee did make the decision, but then some fan from the crowd came out and pointed out,
thanks to the army of fans in Victoria, the Esquimalt Legion, and you know it's all about the people. The power of the people. And the people came through loud and clear on the island count, and they helped reverse the decision. The tag team titles back around the waists of Fontaine and Creed.
Well, they weren't really helping much. It's the referee is the one that's making the decision, not the fans.
Here in TRW, the people count, and that's why we encourage the fans. It's great to have you watch here on television, but nothing beats the experience of seeing Top Rank Wrestling live. And you know what? Sometimes you can even help the referee like they did in Victoria, much to the chagrin of someone like my, disillusioned compadre here, the Count.
That is to my chagrin, and I am somewhat disillusioned by this. You go into a match preparing for what you know is going to be there.
Hip toss by Fontaine. We'll have to get back to the match, Count. Got to get off your soapbox eventually there, buddy. We got tag team championship action.
I like my soapbox. As a matter of fact, Michelle Starr and Vince Nevada have not stepped back a notch. These guys, they know that they're the official and rightful tag team champions, and they're going in and fighting like champions.
All right, Creed comes off with a double axe handle now with an arm wringer and takes over Starr now with the leg drop across the left arm. And look at this, trying an unorthodox pin cover was Starr using the leverage of Creed. And again, a veteran like Starr will come up with all kinds of unorthodox maneuvers, but it's now the arm bar being employed by the Bomber Nelson Creed.
Well, one thing you really have to be aware of when you're stepping in ring with a guy like gorgeous Michelle Starr, this guy's been around for a long, long time. And he doesn't just do the textbook moves, he can innovate moves out of your standard textbook moves. And unless you're prepared for somebody like that, you're really going to be in way over your head.
And the scoop and a slam by Starr, but look at the tenacity of Nelson Creed holding onto that arm and maintaining the arm bar. Now a rake of the eyes by Starr, and Starr now will try to, successful in ramming the head into the top turnbuckle, and Michelle Starr with a chop that you can hear throughout the confines of the venue in Chilliwack. Fires him. Now the reversal by Creed. Follows that up with a head of steam, and look at that spin kick. Catches Starr. He flies out of the ring. Look at the slingshot. Springboard drop kick by Creed.
Oh, Michelle Starr almost getting to the tag, and Nelson Creed knocks him right out of the way, disorienting Starr.
Replay was brought to you by Clearcraft Printing. Sorry.
Oh, no problem on that one. We just want to make sure our sponsors are taken care of in this here company, and we want to make sure that we draw attention to the fact that Starr, once again, innovating himself right back into this match, right back into Nelson Creed.
And there you see the scoop and the slam now makes the tag, and in comes Mr. Beefy Goodness himself, Vance Nevada, still waiting for the endorsement from Chef Boyardee. Instead, he is met by a deep arm drag by Nelson Creed, a la Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And one thing you've got to give credit to the tag team champions, they definitely know how to neutralize the challengers, a la the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. We talked about it before, the Andersons. Now the reversal by Nevada. And look at that forearm, another one to the side of Creed's head as the challengers now take it to the champs.
Well, I tell you, Vance Nevada's not going to give those belts up that easily. He earned them fair and square on the last show, and he is instantly going to be going right in and keeping those belts around their waist.
Northern Lights suplex again, not really getting what he wanted out of it, but it still ends up paying dividends. And look at this, continues to work on the arm as Nelson Creed doing his best to just really frustrate and simply wear down Vance Nevada.
Well, I tell you, Nelson Creed is not only frustrating Vance Nevada, he's also frustrating all the ladies in the crowd, all the ladies at home. They want to see Vance Nevada up on his feet, strutting around. That's why the ladies watch the show.
Mr. Beefy Goodness, an attempt like this, now that he backs Nelson Creed into the corner, if he continues to be defeated the way he has been, now look at this agility by, holy smokes, Nelson Creed with a reverse leapfrog and now back into the armbar. And if Nevada continues to be schooled like this, instead of Mr. Beefy Goodness, it's going to be Mr. Mad Cow Disease, Vance Nevada. And there you see a arm capture choke, and now it's your buddy there, Disco, the stylist, injecting himself, and he won't be tickling the ivories like his hero Liberace anytime soon.
Well, Disco Fury, he's he's somewhat of a philanthropist. He's simply pointing out you know, some of the fashion faux pas on the Nelson Creed's boots. And what does he get? He gets his hand stomped on for his troubles.
He's a walking fashion faux pas. Swinging neckbreaker there by gorgeous Michelle Starr. Now goes for the cover. Not exactly distributing his weight properly and only gets a 2 count. The tables have been turned, however, in the challenger's favor.
You know, I don't know if Michelle Starr actually has a way to distribute his weight properly, but I mean, anytime that weight comes down on top of you, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
Now the challengers have the champ. One half of the champions, Nelson Creed, in trouble. Now look at Starr, the veteran, doing what he has to do to gain favor here. And the Pratt plunge, as you saw what he did, he distracted Lane Fontaine, took the referee's attention away, and was able to drop all of that weight across the back of Nelson Creed.
Well, Lane Fontaine has no business stepping into that ring at that point. It's an illegal move. Lane Fontaine is cheating at this point, and that's not something that we need in this match.
Yeah, but he was drawn in by Michelle Starr, which actually I'm giving kudos to him because it is a veteran move, albeit, you know, you're right. Lane Fontaine should have used a bit more of his brain matter there and not fallen for it, but it's an old trick and yet still a good one here in the ranks of tag team professional wrestling. Okay, the tag is made and in comes Nevada. Going to work on Creed, drops the elbow to the back of the head.
Oh. You know, all GOD wants is a nice, fair, and square match, and that's all they want in this. You know, these guys, they came in here, they're valiant champions, they're defending their titles, and all they want is a fair match out of Lane Fontaine and Nelson Creed, and I think they're getting a little frustrating that they're not getting it.
We got the double team going here now as the referee is a little too busy with Lane Fontaine. He needs to get his head back into this game. There is a reverse neck
here we go.
vice on Nelson Creed as the chin lock being applied to Creed by Nevada, and this is going to definitely wrench the vertebrae in the neck. And you can hear the vociferous chants from this crowd in Chilliwack really getting behind the tag team champions.
You know, and if you look at that pose that Vance Nevada was doing earlier, like I know this fellow fairly well, this is his way of saying to the ladies, you're welcome.
And a neck breaker now by Nevada. So now we've seen the champions work on the arms of the challengers, and now it's tit for tat Nevada working on the neck. And now it's Starr's turn to work on the neck of Creed. And I didn't hear the distinct slap of the tag there, Count.
Well, the referee heard it. He doesn't seem to have a problem with it.
Man, oh man. What's this guy's name anyway? Tommy Stripes?
Something like that.
I think, like I've said before, and I've been on this since the beginning of TRW on television, tag team championship matches, we need 2 referees because the action is fast and furious, and with these veteran teams vying for the gold. Oh, a Michinoku driver, number 2!
You know, he's just going to pull these kind of things out of nowhere.
And look at Disco Fury! Getting a little froggy there.
Oh, and a beautiful save from Disco Fury. And look at this. Lane Fontaine distracting the referee. These guys could have the tag team belts back around their waist in no time. But look, Lane Fontaine's cheating again.
What are you talking about? Lane Fontaine's cheating. Starr going for the cover, drops a knee on Creed. Thank goodness Creed was able to kick out after that frog splash from the insect Disco Fury.
Oh, looks like it's only going to be a matter of time. Back in Mr. Beefy Goodness himself. And oh, what a beautiful chop.
A nice chop delivered to the sternum area of Creed, and there is a forearm to the back of the head, drops him to the canvas. And again, it looks like this referee is losing control of the Tag Team Championship match. Your penultimate matchup this week on TRW, front face lock now being applied by Vance Nevada as Creed desperately needs to make a tag to Lane Fontaine.
Well, I'll tell you, I say one thing that's definitely turned the tide here in Vance Nevada's favor is definitely that elbow to the back of the neck. It is a very deadly move. You can actually kill somebody if
and
you
the
hit
tag has
hard
been
enough.
made, but again, the referee is not going to allow it, and I mean frustration has got to be eating Lane Fontaine alive. Ducks the double team efforts, and there we have a malfunction at the junction. R.I.P. Ed Whalen.
Well, someone's got to make the tag here. Lane Fontaine, you can definitely see his frustration setting in. Vance Nevada being the first one to get up to his feet. Gorgeous Michelle Starr Oh boy, Nelson Creed is in a real bad place.
And the crowd is going crazy. They desperately want to see a tag, and let's see it again. An instant replay, and the challengers are in a state of disarray. And in comes Fontaine, drop kick to Star. And now he's going to work on Nevada. Irish whip comes off the ropes. Big back body drop.
Oh no, God is getting themselves in a little bit of
A
trouble
ride
here.
for Star, and a back body drop to him as well. And Fontaine now is on fire, makes the tag right away to Creed, and we've got the champions going to school on the challengers God.
Oh, this thing, the referee needs to call this match. He needs to just hand the belts right over to the God.
What are you talking about? We got Nevada now. Uh-oh, a little do-si-do, and there is again the champions. Making contact on the challengers. Creed now, corner mount on Star, reining in those right hands as Fontaine's doing the same thing to Nevada.
Oh, the fans are just loving what is going on here, and it looks like Lane Fontaine and Nelson Creed are not quite done.
And a third time is indeed the charm. What just happened there?
It looks to me as though Star's lip gloss has gotten a little low, and Disco Fury is helping him out by passing him some...
Lip gloss? You need to have your eyes examined. That's definitely not an accoutrement to his already ostentatious wardrobe. He has just passed him a foreign object. We saw Lane Fontaine wipe out the Bance Nevada on the outside. That's where the referee unfortunately is right now, because we've got Creed going to town now on Michelle Starr, who's a legal man in the ring, and now he's ripped out the foreign object from his hands, and now the referee is back, and of course, what does he see? The foreign object in Creed's hand.
I don't believe this. Nelson Creed had a weapon. I mean, how cheap.
This is absolutely a miscarriage of justice. The tag team champions are going to be disqualified. Last time they had the decision reversed. They retained the titles. This time they find themselves disqualified. The feud between Fontaine and Creed and God continues on TRW.
Fontaine and Creed should be hanging their heads in shame.